Hey, Ace of Swift here again for Ace of Swift's Haunted Places. Today we are back in my hometown, Hartford City, Indiana again, and we're here at the old Blackford County Jail, 120 Main Street. Built in 1879. There's a lot of history here. Some deaths, don't know about all of them. We'll find out. We're ready to head in. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
We are.
We did the mass text. What? We did the mass text. You got one good side. You don't even have my hair combed.
You guys have a collection of the of the guys, the people that come here? Cards or whatever?
Well, kind of. Not everybody leaves them, but right here. Right there.
Okay. Let's see. We got a pin. Where we got a pin at?
In that box there. Night vision GoPro?
That's an
No, it's not
Osmo
a-
Plus.
Oh, it's Osmo. Yep.
Okay. Night vision now?
I've got night vision on this.
Okay.
That's just regular.
We got some areas that don't get any light.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We've
Okay.
got an infrared flashlight here, infrared illuminator here, regular LED there. And I've
Okay.
got
Let's
my,
go sign your lives away.
All right.
my police flashlight. My son bought me and now I retired.
A police flashlight.
What? I didn't even need the spotlight on my car. This thing's so bright.
Oops. That's right, filled up. From the old days at the front. So what force were you on?
IMPD,
Where?
Indianapolis Metro. Nice home phone.
Mm-hmm.
And B, yeah, it's going to be about 3 or 4 hours. Now, you know, with that position, you don't get a wide shot. You get such a real narrow shot.
Yeah.
When your camera's this way, you get a wide shot. You get much bigger panorama, much bigger view.
So if you see anything illegal in here, not a problem since you retired?
Yeah, that's right.
Good.
Well, I'm deputy sheriff in Marion County, but that's just while I'm on duty at the hospital campus.
Ah. Yeah, that's, I don't even know what you do to occupy your time there. But that's a good retirement job, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Where do I sign?
Okay, flip it over there. Okay.
Okay.
You sign up there, the rest just sign down below. So you guys do this upright.
We try to.
Got a YouTube channel, I hope.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We're on YouTube and Rumble.
And what?
We're on YouTube and Rumble.
And what's Rumble?
It's a I guess you would say a conservative version of YouTube, where they don't kick you off for having the wrong political beliefs.
Okay. Because just being ghost hunting kind of rubs the grain sometimes in the conservative area.
Well, I'm pretty conservative.
I go both ways. there's some stuff I'm passionate on each side, so I just go for the best person. And your badge number. Are you gonna get into any PI work?
No, I write horror stories, and so I would just like to stick to writing, fishing, and smoking cigars. There you go, guys.
That sounds like
All
a
right.
good plan. Hey.
I'll take the camera here.
Okay.
Sorry, cameraman's busy right now. I don't know how much of this you can see. We turn on the light in here.
Yeah, I got more light in here too.
There we go. The Osmo Plus is not really good when it comes to lighting. It's got a, I don't know, fairly small sensor. But that looks pretty good right there, and that's the lowest setting. Why don't you take his for him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a puny camera, isn't it? So that's why the low apertures.
Yeah, it's got a big lens, a fairly big lens, but the sensor on it is small. Yeah, the light sensor.
They'll probably keep upgrading them.
Yeah. Well, now they've stopped making these, the Osmos and Osmo Pluses, and they're making these little bitty tiny little things. I forget what they call them. But I got this normally went for almost $700 when they came out, and I paid about half that, and it was brand new still.
All right.
So it's just older technology, but I mean it's still 4K. And there's a gimbal. Okay.
Yeah, that's the gimbal's the nice part. I got the gimbal for the.
Yeah, that's why I liked it because of the gimbal, and it's smooth and.
Well, I did the
jerky.
gimbal for the phone.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it has a
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what I can do, everybody signs their life away?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And on back, I know I should have used a different color, but if you do expire here, you have to promise to haunt the place for 110 years.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't mean laying on the couch watching TV. I mean actually got to scare people.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The legality's out of the way.
I understand that.
All right. So we can have a seat here. I'll tell you some of the history. And there's
Okay.
even some of the history over there.
Okay.
Past sheriffs, past happenings and such. Yeah, we keep these two rooms pretty warm. The one next to, because people like to sleep in the other room, and then
Yeah.
so that'll be a good place just to.
There
If
we
you
go.
have questions, give you a brief history, and then we'll.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions first?
No, I'm actually from Hartford City. I was born and raised here.
You were.
Yeah, I went to St. John Catholic School. So yeah.
What'd you graduate?
I left here in '77 and then graduated in Indianapolis. But I did go to Blackford High School half my sophomore year.
So what year did you graduate?
'79.
Oh.
Yeah.
Same age.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your name?
McConaughey. That's my real name.
Of first.
David.
David McConaughey.
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad was the news editor for the Hartford City News Times.
All right.
My grandma, Esther McConaughey, lived out on Rural Route 3. Out on the State Road 3.
Well, you remember the Allen twins?
Uh-uh.
Identical twins?
Mm-mm.
Well, you don't.
No. I did. Mostly I did. I kept a lot to myself, and I went out to my grandma's house hunting and shooting, and that's about it.
So, guidance counselor Jane Allen?
Mm-mm.
No, okay. Must have somebody else. McConaughey, yes, you had the first part. Okay. I remember McConaughey's, but I don't know if I remember.
Yeah, they're all gone from Hartford City now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I probably remember you. Because you see, what junior, you would have went to Hartford City Junior High.
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Anything, okay. So, the number one asked question's already been asked by you guys. Where's the bathroom?
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I asked the first one.
I know of all the things people could ask, that's the number one question.
Yeah, that's right. The living still need them.
Yeah, that's right. So the place was built, I mean, change the date, 1876. I put 1879, then found out later it was 76. So
Huh. That's when it was started being built, or finished.
they just said the building built in 1876. So
Okay.
I know they said it took 2 years. So I'll just have to go by that. That's
Okay.
the only records we found. And so it's a centennial building, which is great.
Yeah, yeah,
I know Custer's Last Stand, everything.
yeah,
Quite a lot of Civil War vets helped build it.
yeah.
So-
Oh, yeah, I imagine so.
Yep. And one of the trigger questions I tell people they could ask is, so who won the Civil War? Was it the East or the West?
You know, if you go out to California, no one can answer that question.
They'd probably say the West, right? Apparently the West, we're still here. So then it's quit being a jail in 1995, November. Calendar's still where you pinned your card.
Yeah,
So we're in for quite a while, and we got a lot of the records after 1900. For some reason, that seems to be the king or the keystone for a lot of places. 1900. So they even had a backup place for hanging people here. Don't know if it might have been the original, but don't know. And the first jail we found recently through insurance maps was on the courthouse square. Just a little log cabin.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow,
just recently found that.
wow.
So the insurance map shows where the privies, wells and stuff were too, some places. So privies would be an excellent place to.
Oh, yeah, bottles and you name it, yeah.
How much money, if you dropped, okay, a $5 piece back in the day be worth what now? I don't know. But how much money would it take you to go down and retrieve it if you dropped it?
Yeah,
If you dropped a dollar bill, no big deal. If you dropped a $1,000 bill, you might be going down. So there might be some coinage down there. It's like, you know what? I'm
Yeah.
not going after that.
yeah,
So
yeah, that's true.
I know that'd
Yeah.
be fun to.
Yeah, and what would it be worth today?
Oh,
The
no.
collector's, you know.
Yep.
Ooh.
So. And
I went through some shit to get this money.
that's right. And you know, it's all gone luckily because they dig up privies all the time and don't even smell anymore. It's just
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So I'm not worried about going down there.
yeah,
Maybe stirring up cholera. Who knows? But
yeah.
hopefully not. The sheriff and his wife lived on site. Here over is the residential side. So in the 1880s, by law, they had to live on site in a attached building. The sheriff and
Yeah, it
wife,
makes
or the
sense.
sheriff.
Yeah,
So, and all the sheriffs, even today, has been an older male. So,
yeah.
so guess who got volunteered to empty buckets and cook? The sheriff's wife.
Wow.
Now,
I can see cooking. Wow.
yeah, I would delegate the bucket patrol. But anyway, but it was a very prestigious job in the day. It was mayor, sheriff, and so even though they know the sheriff's wife knew what she may have to do, it was still very elite.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were running with the elites, and since nobody went more than 40 miles, you know, at the most around, you know, they were the most prestigious people in town when you're sheriff's wife.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, back then everybody had to have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out. You know,
Yeah.
that's just the way it was.
Mm-hmm. So it was so some of the pictures we've seen, we haven't got copies of. The place looked very nice up front here because they entertained a lot of people in prestigious. So I had the mayor over a lot, and it'd be like having the governor over
Mm-hmm.
nowadays. So the better you guys do, the better we do. So better we look.
Right.
but we've had in other building, we had a night where they were given names, everything. The person was a bride to be but never made it, and then so, well, how'd you die? That was it. Another peep. So that means they confused them. And we've had one other person say, you know you're dead, don't you? And then you hear this most pathetic, yeah? And then no more. So we say talk in present tense, because are we dealing with spirits? Are we dealing with people stuck in between, another dimension, an alternative dimension? We don't know. So if you ask them stuff, if somebody walked right up to you and said, well, how did you die? Right then and there, you know, whatever's going on is, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So things started gelling better after we said talk in present tense. If you want to know where one of the sheriffs is, ask for him. Or how do I get out of this parking ticket? You know, interact with them. And we get better results. So the better you do, the better we look. And people has actually come back and said, you know, we tried that other places. We'd ask past tense, present tense, and all of a sudden they start talking to them. So anyway, just if you don't like that theory, go back to
Maybe
normal
another
life.
deputy sheriff can get them to yak a little bit.
One sheriff died right where you're standing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the coroner and who does the autopsies, one of the
Pathologist.
okay, said he probably didn't feel the floor.
Wow.
So when people die that quick or in their sleep, I hear
Exactly. Yeah,
So-
they don't know.
they don't know.
Yeah, they don't
So-
know. It's
And
not like, you know, when we had cancer or whatever and you were expecting
Yeah.
it, you were saying your goodbyes and your closure
Right.
and stuff. Sorry, guys, it's just my time, you know.
Yeah.
That wasn't his time as far as he didn't even know what happened.
Exactly. And a lot of people were sent home to die back in the day. They didn't even have their wakes there. So I saw one of the sheriffs after it was, the guy died right here. I saw him later here. So that kind of, and I described a T to his knee. She goes, how'd you know this? He died in 1977 and I saw him in 2002. Well, that's not stereotypic. It's supposed to be 18 something when they died.
Yeah, I asked my dad about him, but he didn't know him.
You didn't know Ed Townsend?
And I figured he might because, you know, he was a news editor, but he's also in his early 80s, so his memory, you know,
You show him a picture might spark
okay.
of Ed.
Yeah.
I need to get a picture, because the guy who showed me the picture later on, when I asked him, because if I see a ghost or something here, you don't go around blabbing in town, they'll lock you up. It's a very conservative town, so I was very shy and withdrawal about it, and finally asked one of our town's historians who graduated with me, and he goes, well, it sounds like Ed Townsend. I described it to a T.
I remember the Townsends. I remember the Townsend name. So from when I lived here.
Yeah, there's some Townsend still around.
Yeah.
But anyway, he showed me. Of course, the guy I saw had a white T-shirt on and dark pants, which he always wore. I found out later when he wasn't on duty. And this picture I saw, full uniform with the face.
Well, those days you always wore, and still a lot of departments do, white T-shirt underneath your uniform.
Yep.
You know.
My brother worked there and he did that.
Yeah. I used to too, and we switched to black. But
Oh yeah, I've heard switch to black. Either one I think looks good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he just, the dark pants, I don't know if he wore with the stripe, those dark pants or just dark pants, period. The guy I saw had dark pants, but I really wasn't looking for a stripe.
In '77, it would have been the top collared pants, dark brown shirt with the top stripe down the side.
Now this is sheriff's, so
Right.
it'd be the brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. You had a brown shirt
yeah,
and top epaulets, top pants, and a dark brown
Yeah, okay, I didn't know
Stripe
what
down
you
the
meant.
side,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, yeah, he didn't have that on, they were about your darkness.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, yeah, so, come to find out the guy who showed me the picture was his uncle. I mean, so no wonder he had a good picture of him. So now I gotta get a hold of him to get a picture. I just recently found that out. It's like, no wonder he had a picture. I could not find that picture anywhere, because it's a good picture of him.
Yeah.
It's just his own personal picture, apparently, so.
Huh.
Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, I described the T, and I'll show you where I saw that at, but prior to that, living here for 2 years, we bought it in '96, it sat empty for a year, and then I moved in 2000, I was in Washington State, and didn't see or hear anything for 2 years, and then after I saw the ex-sheriff, things just started going crazy. Word got out, people came to us, and it's like, can we ghost hunt your place? And I don't know, this before ghost hunt, I'm not even sure ghost hunters were on TV or.
Yeah.
Yeah, back then, 02, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
The
And
90s,
so,
the 90s when all that stuff started coming along.
yeah, and
Late 90s.
Yeah.
we'll pay you. All right. So worked here, then I saw the asylum, Randolph County Asylum. It was starting to get in bad shape, and talked to the county council, and they said, well, we've had people wanting to turn it into apartments, a junk house, you know, secondhand store, whatever, and it's like, what do you want to do with it? Nothing. I want to keep it as is. Got some money, so I still had to do a bid, or a private auction, whatever, when we have to do the auction, so. We got it, and so, then we've tried it at some other places, so now we got a, Saving the Old Properties.
Yeah.
Yep, I purposely named it Saving the Old Properties, acronym STOP, stop tearing them down, so, yeah.
And you got the Speakeasy too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll show you. Okay, so I better hurry this up so you have time to hunt. But anyway, so have any questions or?
No. Nope.
Okay, not at all? Wow, all right. I usually start in the kitchen,
Okay.
and then we'll just.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
And you want to know the hot spots, the end of history, Bo, or?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
I'll try to keep it brief. Once you start investigating, turn the lights off and your camera's on the light.
Do you need light on there?
I mean, it's got a pretty good picture, yeah.
Okay. I would just check it real quick. Well, is that a little better?
Yeah, it helps.
If it interferes with the picture, you can use your headlamp.
Okay,
So-
yeah, it looks good.
Okay.
Looks good.
Okay, so if the missus cooked a lot of meals, this is probably 40s, 50s, something. This would have cooked a lot of meals, and the people they
It's a nice
did.
stove.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
I cooked.
Wow, that is nice. Yeah.
General Motors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, General Motors.
Oh, that's right. They used to make refrigerators too. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. General Motors Frigidaire. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
That's a nice stove. That is.
So that stove would have cooked a lot of meals, and the people they didn't allow out, the meals went through here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Backside of that.
Okay.
And a lot of the stuff, not all of it, slowly got mixed in and found throughout the building. Like this Hoosier coffee can, that's in pretty good shape.
Wow.
Some of the olive oil they bought at the local drugstore. There's some inkwell and such. So pretty cool stuff. A lot of tins, a lot of the elixirs from back in the day that cured everything.
Yeah.
90% alcohol. I bet he did feel good better
Hell yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's the way we got it. I mean, this is way when we got the building that looked like this. We have taken some of the drywall down. It takes all the transoms up there.
Yeah.
Transom. Always get the
Threshold? No? What do they call that? What do they call that? Is that transom?
Yeah, I think it,
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, that sounds right.
They were covered up, so we didn't.
Oh,
really have
okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then back to the original wallpaper. So, believe it or not, this has a lot of activity in this room. I think it's centered and with water in it. So,
Okay.
There would have been so much activity in here, you know, and,
yeah.
you know.
I've never heard that shut or anything. You think maybe you would, but
Yeah.
come to think of it, I haven't.
Or you've heard the restroom.
Huh?
You've heard the restroom.
I've heard
Like
the
people in the restroom,
Yeah.
or like sounds coming from the restroom.
Oh, okay. No, but I have heard this door one time when I was showing a group through, it just started shaking real hard. And the young couple goes, "How'd you do that?" I was like, and it's concrete floors right here. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're asking the same question. How did it do that?
I know. So, and then the local Indians, all Indians, I think, American natives, they believed in little people. They called them little people, about 16 inches tall, and we have one here. He's a little jokester, and I guess that's what they were known for.
I've seen little black shadows on videos and stuff like that. Little
Well.
things from, you know, moving quickly.
Some goblins.
Who knows?
Yeah, and see, I'm Christian myself.
Some people call them nature spirits. I am too. I'm a Christian
Yeah.
too. I went
And
to Catholic
so-
high school, or Catholic school.
Yeah, right. And you know, so I'm not supposed to believe in this stuff, but I see it. So
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of thinking a ghost is just too simplistic. I mean, Tesla and Einstein both proved that time is not linear.
Yeah.
So we could be peering into another dimension, or people in that dimension maybe seeing, you know, we see people from the future.
Yeah, I've called it a time slip. Am I seeing a ghost, a spirit, or am I seeing a slip
Exactly.
in time?
Or extra energy.
I don't know.
Because when stuff like that seems to happen, it seems.
Well,
extra energy.
people say, well, you know, you're supposed to go to heaven after you die. Well, really? Well, where's heaven at? Where in the Bible does it say where it's at? And where in the Bible does it say what it consists of?
Yeah. Well, I
It
mean,
doesn't.
heaven could be on earth.
We don't know. It doesn't say.
Do you think Robert Redford's not living in heaven?
Yeah.
Looks, talent, everything.
Yeah.
That'd be heaven to him.
Yeah. We don't know what it is. It doesn't say. The Bible doesn't tell us what it consists of, where it's at, or what it specifically it is. We don't know.
Yeah, I
And
was.
there's a reason for that. Otherwise, they wouldn't call it faith.
Maybe it's what you want it to be. Like say, I want to be the prettiest guy. In fact, I was in the basement right below here, and
What's
I
that?
I'm trying to fix this. Sorry to interrupt.
get a drink of water.
Did you shut this off too?
I don't know. Probably with that one. Oh, I didn't even know I had a button right there. That's probably why. There you go.
Yeah. No, you know, it's more stable. The lower you get this, the more stable it is, the more stable picture you'll get.
There we go.
Okay. Now, why did the camera do this?
What?
Just says that.
Good, it means I have to restart it, and it can be affected by stuff in here.
So Washington State, you live there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What took you over there?
There you go.
I went out and back up and read.
Now, how much the battery is left?
46.
Okay.
As fast as they can count, though. No restrictions.
Okay.
So,
All right,
yeah, I
back
was
up.
in the basement right underneath you, and I heard two people sound like they ran in from there, stopped, and said, "I think it went this way," and took off that direction.
Huh.
Sound like they were hunting. So, isn't that weird?
Huh.
I could just see them running on the floor. I think it went and just kept going until they.
Looking for a mouse or something? Maybe?
No, I wonder if they were hunters that just happened to be coming through this area before the building was here. So,
Huh.
Could be,
time
yeah.
Wow.
or whatever. But because they ran that way, continued on, I couldn't hear them.
Huh.
Isn't that weird?
All right.
But the little person I was getting to I was walking this way, and it came from somewhere over there and ran into the bathroom when the door was ajar a little bit further. It was about open like this, and it ran into there, and so I quickly ran into, it was gone. And I saw it one other place here too, after somebody else saw them when they were shooting a movie here. So I wasn't the first to see them. These are 1870 period shackles and stuff, but not from here. We acquired them elsewhere, but that's what they would look like in the 1870s. They put a key in there and they keep turning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his style. Ball and chain, 15 pounder. Yep, from the.
Doesn't look anything at all like my wife.
I know. That's what. So there's your ball and chain. But this one does say from Louisiana Territory, so it was made before Louisiana.
Oh, she's from somewhere else. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she can stay there.
15 pounder means you tried to escape.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got to wear it for whatever time, a year or such. So if I wanted to open, there's 6 doors, and if I wanted to open up first on the left, I stuck the big wheel in there and turned it to the left and opened the cell door. I don't even need to look or anything. Once it quits turning, it's open, so they can go in to the room. So I had that, and then even a lock in there, locking mechanism that locks it in place.
Okay.
So once they're in, they could lock it. So 2 ways they couldn't get out. Third way, nice heavy duty door. Fourth way, even a heavier duty door with a big monster key.
Oh, wow.
Like to get that key someday. But this has some girth to it. And yet another way. So they pulled this, locked it, but this is a one-way door, a turnstile, one of the few left in the nation. But so if we open this door, nobody can be hiding around the corner, bolt through. Put a prisoner in there, spin it all the way around, they can still come to. Yeah, so it's a one-way door. So pretty clever.
Pretty good design, absolutely.
For the 1870s. So if we want to go in this way,
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
probably you two can go in.
Okay.
So yeah, just, if you do this later, just watch your fingers. Not much room. Okay. See the cell or the phones there on the left? We had the first cell phones in town. A phone, go ahead. A phone in the cell is a cell phone, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think we wait
Step
for
in. Okay.
This is the part where I asked how much you paid to get in.
$25 a piece.
Only 2 escapes from in here, and that's because they use that as a drain. They added that later, and they bolted it down instead of welded it down. So once they fixed that problem, yeah. But if they hadn't have done that, nobody would have ever escaped because the wall ceilings and most of the floor is granite.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to get through that with a jeweler's pick.
Wow.
The first 2 cells on the right tend to scratch people. Not always, but if you get scratched, I'm going to say which cell.
All right, well, we'll give it a shot.
and the one on the middle left, one of the prisoners hung himself, a bank robber. And you probably realize who John Dillinger is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was in here, but not as a prisoner. When he got out of jail after serving 10 years, he learned how to rob banks and
Well, I've been to his grave a couple of times, and to a couple of hangouts, supposedly the Gaslight Inn, which is now closed on South Meridian Street, and the Slippery Noodle Inn. In fact, they've got bullets embedded into the bricks where gangsters were shooting. One was like from a shotgun blast, just blasted away a whole bunch of brick, and others were bullet holes stuck in the brick. And I guess a lot of customers dug them out, but you can see the back of the bullet embedded into the brick, and it's probably about 38 caliber. And I did a video on it.
what are the places?
Slippery Noodle Inn.
Where's that at?
And south of Meridian Street. It was originally called Tremont House.
In Indianapolis?
Yeah, downtown Indianapolis.
The other one was the Gaslight Inn. It is now closed. Somebody owns the building, but my understanding was they were going to reopen it, and they haven't yet. And it's apparently there's some kind of legal purgatory thing going on with it. I'm not sure what.
Okay.
But it's on South Meridian, probably about a half a mile from downtown Indianapolis.
Okay. Well, when he first got out of jail, of course, he was from Indianapolis, basically.
Yeah.
So he was casing places, and he had his eye on Delville, which is south of here, and near northern Indianapolis, Blackford here, and Ohio. What's the big town? A place in Ohio.
Dayton, Columbus,
Further north.
Cleveland.
No, east. Can't think of the name. But anyway, so he had his place, and then when he learned to rob banks, you know the bank better than the bank president, and you know the sheriff's department better than the sheriff. So he came in, he hung out, he played a lot of cards here. Somebody just recently said he was even put in for a petty crime under a whole different name, of course. And but anyway, so he was quite the card player, they said. And so back then the sheriff's department drove 4 and 6 cylinders, so he always steal a V8 and always outran them. He looked to see if the town couldn't get boxed in with trains, and so just fit the bill.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he robbed Delville, jumped over the counter and said, "Pardon me, ma'am, I'm here to rob the bank." Gentleman bandit. Then came here, and then went to Lima, Ohio, and was captured in Lima, Ohio. So then he shot his way out of there, out of the jail later on. But anyway, so this was the second bank. So.
It's a shame. He had movie star looks. It's a shame he didn't pursue.
What had happened was he was a shortstop with a local baseball team, the Plainfield or anyway, so athletic too. And then he first baseman, I think, talked him into robbing the bank or robbing a store, just a grocery store, but the guy happened to be there, so they hit him over the head, and so I don't know if he confessed or got caught, and they said if you turn state evidence, you got 5 years. If you turn state evidence for the other guy, we'll let you loose. And he told his dad, he goes, "I'm going to do it. I'm never going to do any more crime ever again. That's it. I'm scared straight." And when he turned state evidence, they gave John another 5 years.
Oh shit!
Instead of, the opposite.
That guaranteed turning into a criminal.
Yeah. And he told his dad, he goes, "Who's going to hire somebody in their 30s when they get out?"
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm a product of the system.
Yeah.
So had they done what he said, he would have never been a bank robber.
Yeah.
So maybe a movie star.
Too bad, yeah.
Yep.
He had a unique look. He had that rugged look, and he had a unique face.
Mm-hmm. Something
Something that, moviegoers would definitely not forget.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so yeah, that was one for that, but wouldn't have him to talk about, I guess. We do have a lot of happenings in here. Hard-soled shoes, like the catwalk. I remember standing right here, another person here, when one of the first groups ever came in to investigate. Person came in here and said, "Is there anybody in here?" And it's pitch black. And you hear far back corner. I mean, audibly, didn't have to have.
Yeah.
A girl came around to my arms like, "Geez, I thought these guys were professional ghost hunters." I had no idea.
Yeah.
I thought they, trained and all this stuff, so.
We're not. We're just kind of like dabbling in them a little bit today. Now, that's what my channel does do. But we do mostly daylight tours of places that are haunted, so that people can see the details. Like through night vision, you're not going to see all the details of this. You're not going to see the dimples in the floor, the folds in the mattress. You're just not going to see detail. You can see black and white or green or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I want people to see these places as they really are,
Okay.
And so, because I wanted to offer something different, because you can find, a plethora of the night
For sure.
investigations things. So I want to give somebody something different to watch.
Okay.
So, but here we're going to be in a little bit of both. So
Yeah, there's places where.
And there's room for that.
Yeah, they say, stick it where the sun don't shine.
Yeah.
I've got the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll head this way.
Okay.
So they blocked this off, there's blocks behind it, and that's now the drunk tank on the backside, and they took the door and everything down here and turned this into a shower. So now they're down to 5 cells for the more hardened people.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they took the gear mechanism off.
Why'd they do all that?
Yeah. Oh.
That's a bummer. Cut it off, and so you can see how thick the walls are.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
No, the layer escape. Granite again. So 2 layers of granite they had to get through. And that desk down there was a paper that this deputy had to sign once an hour. So he walked all the way around the catwalk to sign it, but looking into each cell. In case something happened, they could say, look, he signed it, so he checked. Because my brother, when he worked here for, I forget how long, but he said he walking through and some guy's getting ready to hang himself. He said, without missing a beat, you don't want to do that. And when he walked back, the guy was going. I'll show them. He was a drunk, but he was in every weekend. He didn't have his own key. Watch this, just popped up not too long ago. Watch the stove stumper.
What is that?
That is, I think, to do with heating.
Oh,
There's some
okay.
grates underneath.
I see. Yeah. Well, it would have been a coal furnace, I guess.
Drum tank, right there.
Huh?
After a while, they said you can't run the drunks through general population, so they had them come through here. So yeah, you can just look in, no privacy.
Yeah.
Here's our cell phones. We've got lots more over here.
Yeah.
Step down.
That's a big step. Right here. How's your battery, cameraman?
21%.
Okay. Well, we got 3 more. What's your step?
Yep.
So most things happen between 12 and 3:30. I think is about the only stereotypic of ghost hunting type
Yeah.
stuff. Walking through about 1:30, I'm turning off lights, going to bed, and I look up and there's this guy, probably about your height, bigger yet, just massive, big arms, big neck, big head, big legs. He was just a brick wall, standing just like this at the top of the steps. Now, he was a shadow figure. You're familiar with that, right? Okay. Shadow figure, so I couldn't see any details, so I'm going like this. I find it gone. I thought, oh wow, so it must be some kind of shadow effect, and nope, it just kind of looked like that, darker. So as soon as I turned it on, it was gone. When I turned it off, it was still gone. So, you know, I'm new to this stuff.
Yeah.
So,
luckily my only experiences were not scary, so I'm thankful for that.
the only scary stuff that's not like a roar type scary is hit me when my guard's down, because there was some, I mean, I knew
that's what it
was
seems
coming
to
for
happen, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
When it comes to ghost spirits or paranormal, it always seems to be
when you least
expect it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why that is, but it's strange.
See how heavy these rugs are? I mean, you know these rugs are pretty
This is
heavy.
industrial stuff.
Yep,
And these are
industrial.
too. Yeah.
And I had one of those thrown at me. That was the only physical thing that ever happened.
Wow.
Wow.
And it came through that side door at 5 after 5, and the rug that's still laying there, it's probably not the same one, but just when I opened the door, stood up like a snake, and the rest of the rug's behind it. And I thought, you know, it's not windy or anything, why would and then it jumped at me, hit me right below the knees, and as I looked down, this white went right by me in a long streak. Now the door opens this way, but the streak still went on the inside, so.
I've seen something like that on a webinar I was watching about authors, you know, writing books, stuff like that. And this one expert or whatever was talking about writing books, and right behind him, he didn't know it, was this mist that went right by him, and everybody's typing in, what the hell was that? What? Well, he had no idea. There was something behind you, buddy. It was a live webinar.
One recently happened to me like that too. There was a head moving back and forth behind me when they were doing an interview with me. So, and that was just within the last 2 months maybe. So, finally something like that happened to me too.
What's this here? The bell.
Oh, there's a buzzer outside, so used to ring the bell, but
Somebody coming in with a prisoner or something?
Probably.
Hit that?
Yeah. And transformers up there, but the lights are cut, so we'll sneak some more wire back in there. And then obviously a transom to a closet. No. So things have changed. I think that used to be the basement.
That would make sense.
Yeah, they poured a concrete floor.
Yeah.
And there were more cells in the basement.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But first, we'll go upstairs.
Okay.
And now, when you look straight up, there's a square thing full of wood. That's where we believe the backup hangings were. Or if not all the hangings. I like what people leave. Sometimes they see something there. We got one that's they didn't see anything, but I sure found some. Polaroids than because you can't fake. Well,
Yeah.
I do photography for years. It can't be faked, but yeah. So I think that's from the group last night because they left some elsewhere. This was the women's cell. The doors in the basement, but they didn't have much.
Yeah.
Women, especially back in the day, if a woman got caught doing something, well, she had 8 kids at home.
Yeah.
Like the husband's going to cook, and no, so everybody just said, "Don't do it again."
Yeah.
Really, you know?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, a friend of mine's grandfather worked in. When he came to visit, he said, they always had really 2 nice beds made up here for him, but he never saw a woman in here.
Wow.
Oh yeah, heavy metal underneath, and then they put that steel It's at Beyond the Dead on Facebook, so you guys write your.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let me just keep going here for more pictures. Believe it or not, I don't gross that much at all. I can't sit still that long. Really. And I find it super boring, but I love seeing what people get. It's just, I'd nod off as soon as I sat down if I did that. Were you detective towards the end?
No, just patrolling.
All right, okay.
Yeah, on the street, that's it.
So, this was the overflow holding cell whenever they wanted it to be. But they got closed down they closed down in 1995. They got closed down in 1992 for not having a soundproof room and an interrogation room. So they hurried up and slapped up some boards, which they just went, still graffiti over it, probably mixed all what paint they had left and painted. I don't know why they did this on purpose, I don't believe. So, yeah, still's got some of the graffiti on here, so.
Becky Johnson is a big...
I'm guessing a bitter woman.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're
That's
right.
my guess, so.
Yeah, I don't know Becky Johnson. And,
Somebody said they did, and she's really not a bitter woman. And it's a notice, so it's gonna be.
it was written by a bitter guy.
Yeah. For sure, want to put her in here. So down here, I didn't do it. And the very first, when I just got the walls down, a friend of mine, she wanted money, just needed money. I said, well, polish these up, make it look like a gel floor, nice and shiny. And so she was the first one who got to see this, and this is the first one I showed her. She goes, that's my mom. She never told me she was in jail.
Whoa!
How about that? So the more this peels off, the more
Revealing.
already. So
How much you pay to keep this quiet?
and this cell door is in the basement as well. It's going to take the local football team to help me carry it out, but I heard not this year. So now we're over the jail cell. No lights in here yet.
Yeah, let me see, mode. I think that changes it.
I'm at 7%.
Go ahead and change the battery then.
Okay.
We'll wait.
Yeah.
Very cool. Sweet.
Okay.
Oh, I like that looking right.
Yeah, that came with it, and I bought a shotgun mic for that.
Yeah.
Turned out didn't need it. That thing, that little cheapy thing that came with it is an amazing microphone. I don't know, so I just use it. And my shotgun mic, I'll use it for, I don't know, something else with a cell phone. I usually use it with a cell phone when I'm doing a video with one of my cell phones.
Does it have a stereo?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that little speaker has stereo?
Oh, the speakers up
Yeah.
there? I don't think so.
Because
I don't know.
stereo, if you're watching something and you can hear something out of your left ear, then maybe you can look that way.
Well, yeah, this is stereo, yeah. Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is stereo. And this mic is I think I turn on.
Oh, wow.
Let's see.
Yeah, because you may pick up stuff that we don't hear.
Yeah, this is on. I've got night vision on, so.
Okay. So, you're talking about 38 bullets. See the dinky little holes back here?
Yeah.
Back when the sheriff's department was bored, where they couldn't shoot guns anymore, they were shooting a bird. So, yeah, there's a lot of holes in the up there.
I know some similar stories about IPD back in the day, but I'm I'm not going to keep those to myself.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do.
They'll pull my retirement match.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. No, it's a brotherhood that has some privileges. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there was conduit everywhere. The low bid got the job always, you know. So yeah, we're straightening up the conduit. We're going to try and put it overhead and hide it as best we can. But unfortunately, there's some spots just can't. So when we first got this, there was 18 inches of blown insulation, then 1911 newspaper, then 1909 underneath that.
Oh my gosh.
And when we tried to pick it up, it just said,
Oh man.
so, but we
Were
did.
you able to get pictures of it, any of it, or?
Yeah, yeah, and we
That's good.
had some 5 Indian head pennies found, and so pretty cool. And the stuff in the basement, a lot of it came from up here.
Yeah.
The elixirs,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they came from up here. There's some old coveralls we found up here, and they use that to last. I don't know how they got those
wow.
on. So,
Holy cow.
and might help you figure out how they built this. There's 4 inches between the granite and the brick wall, all the way down. I like to be able to explore what's down there. But
Okay, yeah.
yeah, so what they did makes sense now. They probably trained the granite from Michigan and then derricked it into place. But still, see the size of these slabs? These had to weigh several tons apiece and still put in just perfectly. No, that's just, our forefathers were tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we were talking about the other day at a pre-Civil War pioneer cemetery. You imagine the lives that they led, the work that they had to do, and the short amount of time they got to live them is just.
Yeah. Well, and when they say the short amount of time,
Well, I'm sure that's what
Once
the
you made
saying,
it
life's a bitch and then you die. That's probably where that came from.
once you made it past your 20s, a lot of people live late.
Yeah.
It's just that first bit of, and because they ate out of the garden, couldn't eat any healthier.
Yeah.
So a lot of people did live pretty, but all the injuries and
Diseases and
infections,
stuff.
diseases,
No medicine.
war, always made the lives shorter on average. Well, this is a cupola up here, but they encased it all the way down. Then they ran fans and cored the floor and tried to pump in fresh air down below through the cupola. So all that'll come out and let the cupola get rid of the hot air like it's supposed to do later, or it did earlier. So all that'll come out. We unmodel. We're trying to make it look around 1900 maybe when we're done. Because I think we lived here, especially I did, since 2000 all the way till last year. And I think people coming in to see an old jail, they don't want to see a cordless phone, they want to see a cable.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll put the shotgun rack up. Of course, there'll be fake guns, and they make some very convincing weapons.
Replicas, yeah.
Yeah, and even the lever actions they use on the westerns,
Yeah.
man. But they only take a blank. You can't use anything.
Yeah.
else. Very nice. So we'll get it.
Okay.
It's weird in this day and age, you know, trying to restore these old buildings. Well, where are you going to get that from? Where are you going to get that from? It's the best time because they've got CNC machines, they've got 3D printers. Perfect time to be restoring old places. If we can't find trim, we'll just run it through a CNC machine.
Well, I hope I was recording that.
One of you will.
Yeah, I'm for sure I got it.
Okay. Shut this back off, shut everything off. Okay.
Now we'll go downstairs to more jail.
Oh,
something on there. I'm not even sure whether I turned to actually hit the record button.
I forgot to tell you, this was a common kitchen, sheriff and, so they cook for both sides. So that's why you see a lot of old door hinges and stuff. So I'm sure they had a cage in here too. Cage door, so
Okay.
yeah. So trying to get pictures, see if we can actually redo it or at least come up with the best.
My great grandmother had an actual real stove like that, and it was a hot son of a bitch. That's why they say you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Right.
Man,
That's why summer kitchens usually detach from the house.
Oh, I was fascinated. I was 4 years old, and I'm watching my great grandma put wood, lift this up, and I can see in there wood on fire. You know, go. My mom didn't have a stove like that. You just turn on the knob.
And they said, I wouldn't trade this for anything.
Yeah?
These newfangled things.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, they use these for traveling salesmen. They can show the stove without actually.
Yeah.
Bringing a whole stove with them.
Yeah.
So, just like dolls. Dolls started out with a different purpose, but instead of bringing the whole wedding dress, they just, hey, this is what I can do in a doll.
This is
So,
what it looks like.
yeah. A lot of meaning behind a lot of stuff, but people didn't know. The basement we keep downstairs here. So.
You know, that's where I've heard a lot of people do that.
They did it.
Oh well.
Yeah, somebody says
Did you see that? Oh well.
Yeah.
That's a portal. So I'm not gonna fill it in.
You got a Goodman furnace. That's what we sell.
Yep. Yeah, we had a boiler system here that cost us about $900 a month to heat the place.
Jeez.
When we put that system in, it went from 900 to 90.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We
my
sell those
God.
furnaces every day.
Oh, you
Goodman and
What was the boil
Goodman
power?
and Amanda.
Oil or-
natural gas in the final, but you know, I'm sure it was coal
Yeah.
prior to that because
Yeah.
we go up in the attic, it's just coal dust everywhere.
Wow.
Evidence room in there. So some still have tags.
Yeah.
One there in the early 80s of a bong. That must have been the prime of the century. Alice's restaurant style.
Yeah, in Hartford City, I bet it was.
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on in my high school. Yeah, I'm sure it's still is.
And it's funny. If legal in one state, you step 1 foot over in the next state, you go to jail.
You're gonna get in trouble, boy.
Yeah, that just doesn't make sense.
Oh, on the other side, I can do nothing.
Probably legal in Washington.
Yeah, one of the first states we legal. Yeah. And I leave the door open, you can go in there if you want, but to the right of that post was the first time the little person was saw. And it's real grainy on TV, so, on the video, but some people make it out, some can't. And two streets down is Kickapoo Street.
Yeah, I know my cousin lives on Kickapoo.
Okay, so that was from the Kickapoo tribe, and when Hartford City got bigger and bigger, well, what are we gonna call this street? Well, it's the old Kickapoo Trail, let's call it Kickapoo Street. It was the only Kickapoo street in the nation for years when I was in high school, it's the only one. Since, there's like 2 more at least, so. But yeah, so it's just to the right of that. Now, we're trying to bury this pipe, because it keeps rotting, and I took a saw, and that is the hardest concrete I have ever encountered.
Really?
So this must have been a cell at one time as well.
Oh, is that iron or is
That's
that
iron.
ceramic? Or?
That's iron, it
Okay.
keeps rusting, so what we want to do is go PVC and go under.
Yeah.
Instead of tripping
Yeah, so
on
you
it
got
on
some
the floor.
PVC there now.
Yeah, but we don't know how to make that last connection. We have to go further down to get underneath, and if we can't, we
Yeah.
can't, but
Yeah, it
it
is.
goes right in the wall, so we're gonna have to scope get a scope and scope it out, see
Now-
where it goes.
I've seen what some people do with these things,
Mhm.
is there's this machine that puts in an envelope along the route to seal it up, like say you got leaks or whatever.
Uh-huh.
This machine pushes this envelope inside out
Oh, wow.
along the pipe, and they use pressure to push it up against the walls of the pipe. Watched on YouTube, it was freaking amazing. I had no idea they did have such a thing. But you might look into that.
Well, we're gonna bury it, so PVC is better, because these things tend to crack.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, versus,
Yeah,
So-
yeah, cast iron, it sure
Yeah.
will.
and they eventually will, they'll
Yeah.
crack. They just get thinner and finally crack. So.
Yeah,
But, yeah, so keep looking in there if you find. There's the boiler, so that's a nightmare by itself, that's why we don't take it down.
woo, yeah.
If you're a plumber, it's like, oh my gosh, help me.
Yeah, and there's not enough copper there, and there's not any copper there to use for,
No.
to turn in for scrap.
No. So it's just cool looking.
Yeah.
So, we leave it for fun.
It's part of history, yeah, it's part of
Yeah.
history. It's part of the history of the place.
So back here is the cell doors. For up there.
You never know, when the zombie apocalypse happens, you may need that again.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But, and, yeah, turned into a stoker. Burn zombies or whatever, keep warm.
Now this is a,
Those are the cell doors for the women's cell and the.
oh, okay, yeah.
They took
So-
them down here?
Luckily, yeah, because it's going, we got carried up 2 flights
Oh
of
my
steps.
gosh.
How
My
many people did
brother-
it take to carry that?
Huh?
How many people did it take to
I
carry
don't
that?
know. Me and my brother, all we could do just to tilt it to get them on off the floor onto the brick. My brother's my size, and that's a hearth.
Yeah.
So that means they need new plates. So, and of course the anvil. And that's the dungeon. Even the sheriff's department refers to it as the dungeon.
Okay.
In a pinch, they said they could hold 101 people throughout the jail.
Huh.
Now, of course, with the modern day rules, they almost, they had to close, so.
What's this, coal?
I don't know what that was for. We can see it on the back side though,
Yeah.
and that's through here. If you've gone through here, so,
Okay, that's where we
Watch.
were just at, yeah.
yeah, watch your head and your toes when we go through here.
Okay. All right. Wow. Yeah, it's a little tight.
They used to have cells down here, but for some reason they walled them off. Because you can see, we can stick a camera down in there and see the holes. Yeah, so you should be able to record that those go back.
Yeah.
Huh.
And there's 3 on this side and 3 on the other, but
Huh. Okay.
why they mortared them up, don't know. But how long you guys been ghost hunting?
Really, this is kind of our
Yeah.
first one. I
Okay.
mean,
So you know what holds energy? Have you into that yet?
I'm guessing earth, rock, this.
Yeah.
Limestone.
Limestone, yeah. This is unfinished granite. All this is limestone. Water and crystal. Well, the floor's a little moist, and about everywhere you look in here, you'll find crystal.
This is why it feels kind of humid.
Yeah, a little bit humid. Yeah, we try to keep the, aired out.
Yeah.
Let's see, there was a good chunk we found. Yes, I mean, there's, now when I want to find crystal.
Right.
Yeah, see here, bits of crystal here, here, here.
Okay.
And, big pieces like back here. But it's just throughout.
Yeah. Okay.
So, we've got all the fixings for storage,
Mm-hmm.
energy storage.
Okay.
So, on back this way. there's the gears.
Yeah.
Luckily, they never electrified, so that's all still the original 1870s gearing. And
they still work too, don't
Yep.
they? Yep.
one night,
Keep them lubed.
yep, we came in and they were doing the flashlights where they pointed at each other. And yes, you know, they ask questions, the light turns on, then it's a yes. Turns off, you know, I don't know if they ask a question to shut it off, but anyway, it's just working so good that I put my camera right here and started recording. Because it was just, every time they asked a question, it was right on. So, then every time a light came on, this girl kept looking at her wrist, and then the light go off, and then came back on again, she'd look at her wrist. Finally, she said, does anybody have a flashlight? Well, we just came in 40 minutes earlier, hers quit working. The next 3 flashlights came to her, didn't work either. And they just came in 40 minutes, somebody's cell phone light worked. And she had a bite mark right there on her wrist.
Oh.
And it was so little that it couldn't have been her. She didn't have anything in her pockets. We really investigated this one. See if somebody was scamming us. Just couldn't figure out any way. Even, you know, took a picture of her teeth, nothing. So I'm bragging about this next weekend, and I'm coming down here and I'm taking some time-lapse photos, and that's what showed up in the photo.
He's right there.
1 week later.
Wow.
Well, you can see how little it is compared to the
Yeah.
door.
Yeah.
That door's not very high off the floor at all. That's all. Now, the little person I saw did not look anything like that. But they, I don't know, shape shift or whatever. So I'd have to really ask the local Indians to see what their thoughts were on that. But if they're even willing to discuss.
I bet they would tell you that they probably think of them as nature spirits. I've heard that before. I've not heard it from any particular Indian tribe or anything, but I have heard them referred to as nature spirits.
But every one of them said they're little jokesters.
Yeah.
Every tribe that I know of. So anyway, and each one have a different name, of course. Each tribe. Here's one of the rooms that's actually not been walled off, it's like a window, so each one of the rooms look like that, because we stick our cameras in there and take photos. Unfortunately, who built this building didn't leave any room there. Or when they closed it up, they didn't leave any room there. So back to here.
Camera just shut off.
Oh, a lot of times when we know it's going to be active, we have a lot of that was me throwing a Mountain Dew ball back.
Low battery.
Low battery?
Low
Oh,
battery.
they
Now, let
can't
me get
suck
my-
Did you have plenty of battery?
I did have them from upstairs.
Yeah. I don't know why this place will suck the juice out of. I was told that if they're trying to manifest, they'll suck energy.
Suck
from
all the
whatever.
from the batteries. Yeah.
Batteries was a big one.
It's where
Guy got a new iPhone and he was bragging because he got an iPhone plus a battery. He goes, I can record for 4 days if you want me to.
sure.
Yeah, at home.
40
Yeah.
minutes later, both batteries were
with
gone.
the
Yeah.
charger on.
Yeah, I've got some more batteries for this coming because we've got another thing coming up soon.
Yeah, you want to be sure you got it.
Yeah.
And there's some, because I shoot photography, now video because of the videos from, they're guaranteed for life, the batteries.
Wow.
So, might check in, I forget the brand name. And if they ever go bad, they just give you another one.
Amazon probably.
I don't know, I'll have to look up the brand name, but anyway, so one of the, one of the guys about 6'1", skinny, he was young. He had his flashlight like this, walking, and the girl just behind him just moved the camera to the right. But this big rock, he said, came from nowhere. And didn't see an arm, didn't see a string, nothing. Just came from nowhere and hit him right in the chest. And he ran through the 3 people behind him. And when I came back to check up on him, they wanted me to come back. He was outside breathing into a paper bag. And I said, "You gonna go back in?" He goes, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." That's good attitude. So, but yeah, that rock just went and hit him.
Huh.
So, and he had the flashlight right there. He said nothing was attached to that rock when it came at him. So no sling, nobody playing a trick, nobody bouncing off the wall. Just appeared and hit him. So a lot of rocks have been thrown down here, people.
Huh.
The very first one was back in the corner. I don't know if you ever heard of the Foreman brothers, but they had a camera guy till his back just couldn't handle it anymore. He was, all the Foreman brothers came this way, and he was at the corner, so he just, went back to the abyss, and right then a rock hit him.
You running out of battery?
No, I actually, what's it called? My storage is full.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to set it up for you. Okay.
Well, he went like this, just from the all dark, and it looks like the abyss, and this rock just, you hear, and hits him and bounces off the wall 2 more times. This guy was shy, kind of withdrawal. The obscenities that came from that guy.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff like that on video.
Yeah. And so when he plays it back for us, he just puts his head down and goes, "I wish I hadn't have said that." And I said, "I'm glad you said that, because if you would have said, 'Oh, look, a rock.'"
People go, "Oh yeah, right."
Yeah. But
take acting lessons.
Yeah. But yeah, it was unbelievable. So that was the very first rock thrown down here. It did leave a little red mark on his cheek, but there was no mass behind the rock, but it was thrown hard. Most of the other rocks have mass, but not thrown very hard. I've even had a chunk of coal and rock thrown at me, and some people even had glass thrown at them. So there's little pieces of glass that just kind of come up to the surface by walking, and
yeah.
So I even dug a hole on around the corner back there, because there's supposedly tunnels that go from here to the courthouse. Well, the courthouse wasn't where it is now.
Yeah.
Okay. And I saw a little spot, and I thought, I'll just dig here. I came up with knives, forks, spoons, bottles, everything in a 1 foot radius hole.
Metal detector time.
Well, and so deep, I thought, I better just cover this up and let somebody that's going to take their time come and do this. So there was a dry goods store here, log cabin, and when they said we want the gel here, they tore it down. They probably just pushed all the debris, the trash pile and everything in there as well.
Yeah.
Because the bottle I found with no scratch on it at all was, the style was 1850s, late 1850s. So
wow,
that was before they built this. Wasn't a scratch on it.
Huh. Okay, so do we have to turn around?
Turn around.
Yeah, turn around.
All right. Good.
A lot of coal keeps coming to the surface, but that didn't make sense. They wouldn't have used this as a coal place, because there's no place to put the coal in. Even that window back there, still the center of the building. Now, we just visited just the jail side. We still got the resident side left.
Oh, okay.
Holy crap.
This building, we measured it, it's 3 times bigger on the inside.
Yeah,
than
I
it
see
is
little
on the
pieces,
outside.
little pieces of glass all over.
Yeah. And that's the, yeah, that's the super old glass. It's almost tinted. Civil War.
So this display keeps saying that the battery's at 100%.
Okay.
It won't go down.
Okay.
That's kind of weird. So I don't know when this battery will go out.
Well, maybe it's been affected by the paranormal. It now lasts forever.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Anyway, we think there might have been a cell right there, the way it's all.
Oh yeah.
Trench, it might have,
Yeah.
somebody that they, if they trenched it, it might have been somebody they didn't cover one out.
Yeah.
Just hose it out. Hopefully the well is inside somewhere. Get some kind of ground penetrating radar. This is the well over here. So anybody need to use the bathroom?
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay, don't want to have to clean up any messes.
I'm old and fat and hot. Old, fat, and hot.
Yeah, we can have another seat here. I got a few stories in this room.
All right.
Okay, yeah, you want to run that? Run your recording turn back on.
Oh yeah, it's running.
Oh, okay.
Yep, she's running.
I heard the ping.
Yep,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
we're back on.
Okay. So this room was flip-flopped for the next stories. The couch is over in that corner. That was over here for a TV we had. And so one night, I think about 1 o'clock, 1:30, I got up, I was going to go to bed, had a plate of food. I mean, never eat in the kitchen, right? And I was taking my plate into the kitchen, and I stood up from whatever chair was over there at the time, and I saw a woman's shoe on the floor right here. It was a right-footed shoe, just wore out. It was a around the house type shoe, a flat, only had a heel like this. Dark, kind of a dark gray polish on it where there was. Most of it was just wore out leather. And the right foot, the carbuncle, bunion. Whoever had it had a bunion real bad. The big toe points in, they call it hammer toe too. But this really bulges out. Well, it was so bad that it pulled the leather away from the sole. So it looked like a very comfortable shoe for the person who wore it, but they wouldn't go out in public with it. So what the heck? So I went to take a step to go pick it up. I got about a half a step, and this white silk stocking started forming up out of the shoe, and just kept going in a clockwise, looking down a clockwise pattern, and it started taking a woman's leg on, kind of a bigger leg, but anyway, so probably maybe one of the sheriff's wives, and then it got up about so far, and it got into this beautiful intricate lace, still all white, didn't slow it down at all, and took about maybe 45 seconds, and then it got the lace about this high, and then it just did a half moon stitch all the way around, and then as soon as the last stitch was done, the sock just fell onto the shoe took off, went underneath that door with the sock flapping behind it, and the sock got just a hair brighter.
That was done on purpose for you.
Okay, I'm glad you're saying, because I would have thought you were going to say, who's your supplier? We're going to look. Most people, who's your supplier? I want some.
All right.
Well, I have a ghost story on YouTube, and I saw a beautiful girl, blonde. I was on duty.
Wow.
I had to take a leak.
That was what you told me.
And north, and I wanted to go back downtown. I'd go and use the bathroom, park my car across the roll call's over here, car's parked over here, go in roll call, use the bathroom, come right back out. I'm going to back down the alley next between roll call and the other building and go that way towards Meridian Street because I got to go back downtown, still on duty. And I'm backing the car up into the alley between the two buildings, and I see this gorgeous blonde girl, maybe late 20s, early 30s. This is very gorgeous. Straight blonde hair down to her shoulders. but it was just straight, no style or anything. She had on a short sleeve, very, very light pink dress, but it billowed out, kind of
Summer
like
dress?
this. Yeah,
Okay.
and it would come down to around her knees, around the knee.
That would tell you the era.
And she had on, now this is what really reminded me, because I remember this from my childhood. She had on white gloves, and they were to the wrists.
Yeah.
And she had a little bitty purse. And I didn't think anything of it first. I was backing up, and I was looking in my mirror. She was 10 feet behind me. Couldn't have been any more than 10 feet behind me.
Solid?
Solid. It looked just like a real person. And I was going to say, don't worry, I wouldn't miss you. Before I could get out of my mouth, by the time I turned my head to go like, I'm looking in my rearview mirror, we locked eyes. Before I could turn around and go like that, she was gone. And the second I turned around, she was gone. But yet I can describe what she was wearing, what she had on, and then I
You're
realized,
supposed to be able to, yeah.
I realized she was wearing something that the women would have worn to church back in the 60s and before. Women wore,
Yeah.
well, you remember they wore white, in the springtime they wore those rose slate gloves, white or pink or
Yeah.
light blue, and then in the wintertime they especially grandmas, they wore them up, they wore them up to here. You know, as hot hats
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And
She didn't have a hat on of any kind?
no,
Okay.
that was kind of threw me a little bit, because that's why I noticed her hair. There was a church there at St. Clair and Meridian Street. The back half of it, they left the front part, but the back half of it was an addition sometime in the
Okay.
long past. And you could tell where the two buildings were built next to each other, and they matched, but you could tell one was one a little newer. Well, they were tearing down this addition to this old church, and they had it gutted in the night.
Oh,
And I noticed when I came in the roll call, it was dark in there, and you could see workman's lights hanging in there, lighting up the place because they were tearing the place down. And they've since built a building there, like an apartment building or something like that.
oh, bummer.
And the only thing I can think of is that they stirred something up, those workmen there, as they were tearing that place down.
Well,
And she was freed or something, but she had just an ever so slightly Mona Lisa smile on her face. She
well,
was happy.
your police officer at the time, maybe she wanted you to come and tell him to quit.
Yeah.
Tear
She
down
was,
her home.
she was right smack dab in the middle of the alley,
Wow.
and looked just as real as you. I was going to talk to her. I stopped
Yeah.
my patrol car in the middle of the street, and I got out of the thing, and I'm walking around like a nut, you know,
Yeah.
looking for. Did I see a billboard? Did I see a poster? Could she have gotten into a side door or something? But there's no way. Not in less than a second.
Not that quick. yeah.
No. And she looked as real as anybody else.
You saw her in the mirror at the time?
I was looking at my
Never-
rearview mirror.
Yeah, never looked at her physically,
No.
because I've heard a lot about mirrors. That's why in the asylum got a mirror room,
Yeah.
just full of mirrors. And
But she was
Yeah.
walking right down the middle of the alley, and we locked eyes, so we,
Yeah.
you know.
I heard mirrors are portals, so.
it could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
knows.
No.
And that's why I like to do the mirrors front and back does look like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because you never know. Maybe you're opening up portals when you do that, because theoretically there's no end to that.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, I've had some I've never seen a transparent ghost, never. They've always been solid.
Just on video, that's all I saw.
Yeah, always been solid. So, I had so many stories prior to living here too, but there's these two kids, I call them, but they're 21. They said, you can't spend one night here, set up, investigate, and then tear down in one night. We want 3 nights. And we want Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, cheaper. Nobody does through the week back then. So, great. So they show up, and the first night, it was kind of cold out. I don't remember what month it was, but the first night they spent in the jail cells, and they said they froze, and so they're going to spend the night in here the next night. So I'm in. They wanted me around. I'm in the office over here, where we signed the papers, and I'm working on my laptop. Well, laptops get hot when you work on them, but you shouldn't call them a laptop. And so I'll let it cool off. So I balance on a book. The two cats are next to me at the time, and I walk in to see what they're doing. They're editing the night before where they were in the jail cells and such, and I heard this thud crash. My notebook, or my laptop. So I go running in, right where I left it. The cats look up and goes, "Wasn't us." And so then I'm walking back, and they come running in. It came from upstairs. And so I stopped them. I said, "Grab your stuff." So anyway, I'll continue that at the bottom of the stairs. But the next night they spend the night in here because it was warmer. So they had the Jacob's ladder running, which I don't, I do have it next door. That's right. Had it running right there. They were sleeping on the couch, it was over there still, and they wanted to record because they're gonna run it all night. So they had the recorder going here, pointing that way, wide angle, the recorder there, pointing this way, wide angle. They had the whole room covered. And about, they said around 3:30, they heard this commotion. And they look up, and the little person's climbing up the door jamb, the far side of the door jamb, jumps up onto the transom up there, rattles a few things, jump off the other side. So they hurry up and get up, and they look, gone. But they have the two cameras. Yes. They come to this camera, it's facing the wall. That one will shut off.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So, jokester, yeah. And I gotta go by their word, but I don't think they could have made anything like that up. Because they don't have the same supplier I do. So, yeah, I mean, this room's just crazy. We had a girl sitting here. There was 4 of us, I think just the one girl, playing 21 with the spirit box. And, you know, nothing's going on now. Goes to the girl, she could not win. So if she won another card, then the spirit box say yes, no, hit, no, just all the words that would kind of associate with another card. She could not win. And finally she goes, "I'm tired of playing this." Went to me, back to her, couldn't win. Just would not play with us at all. But she couldn't win. So I used to keep a deck of cards here. They should be here. Anyway, I kept the deck of cards. I had somebody clean once recently. But yeah, and blonde women get picked on the most here for whatever, exponentially. But I don't know I don't remember if the girl was blonde or not. I don't think she was, but yeah. If I remembered who it was, I would come back, because I just thought it was just, you know, had I realized that nobody since have been able to do that and have her back. I don't know how many people have actually tried playing. I don't know, it takes 3 guys and a girl, or what's the combo? But
Yeah.
We went around 3 times, so it wasn't just a
Yeah, it wasn't a fluke, yeah.
So so this room, you know, and if the sheriff, if this was better than the sheriff, this was their fancy meeting room.
Yeah.
And so this room always looked immaculate. I've seen one picture, and it looked, the hardwood floors were just shiny as can be, and so we keep the carpets down till we're ready to pull them up and finish the floors, and we'll definitely have to use a waterproof flooring. But yeah, it was, you know, hopefully it's good enough shape.
Yeah.
But yeah, all this drywall they put on, and, you know, trying to keep it looking nice. But unfortunately, they use a hammer just to drive the nails into the brick, and we don't even know what's behind this. Hopefully,
Yeah,
nice
can you
little,
imagine, you take all that down, what is gonna happen in here?
I know. Every time we do a little bit
Back
of
to
stuff,
the original, the beginning.
yeah, that would be nice.
I would set cameras up everywhere in here, and I would just get the hell out of it. Plug them in, you know, something's gonna just keep running and running and running. and go on vacation or something, you know.
Well, hopefully it'll get shut off.
The building
and
is
turned.
still standing when we get back.
Yeah.
We should have some good footage.
Hopefully they put a lot of cameras so they don't turn them off or the girl I showed my brother. The girl I said the guy in my room, she said, you know, it's her uncle, and so I told him what she looked like and everything, and she goes, yeah, he practically raised me, and her sister, she did raise. I want to get them two back in here.
Oh.
And see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the one did come, and I'll explain what happened then when we get up to my room, but that's where I saw the sheriff. So, described it at T. Didn't know him from anybody, had no clue who he was. Because he died in '77. I was a sophomore in high school. Luckily didn't have a good rapport going with the sheriff's department. So
Well, you have to rewrite that song. I saw the sheriff.
yeah, that's true. Of course, he was deputy for years and years. But, yeah. But he became sheriff. He died 3 weeks later.
Wow.
So I remember having a news crew here because we had 3 sheriffs in 1 month. One guy.
Oh my gosh.
One guy went out on a call, got killed, shot by a drunk. Then Ed took over and died 3 weeks later, and then we had another. So within 1 month, we had 3 sheriffs.
Wow.
But one, you know, finishing out his term, the other one picked up a term, and one just died in the middle, short. So, yeah.
Wow.
But
How's that battery?
Says it's at 100.
It's still
Says
recording, right?
it's still recording. It says it's at 100%.
now it's 107.
Keeps going up.
But I
it's
mean,
recording. I mean, it's flashing.
yeah, it's flashing. It says it's recording. So,
Okay.
yeah. So whatever. I guess we'll just wait till it just shuts off. But
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So to the next.
all right.
Well, I guess since I already went in there, I'll finish this story.
Good.
I feel left out. Everybody has this beautiful woman in a flowing gown, whatever, heating up the batteries. That's their
Yeah,
battery.
they're going through them. That's for sure.
Okay.
And yeah, we're recording. So yeah, there we go. Okay.
Okay, so to finish that story, the guy said it came from upstairs, and I'm right here. And they said, let's go upstairs. No, grab your stuff. You know, cameras and recorders and stuff. And then, so I'm standing here, and they come back in the line behind me like, okay, go on up. But I got to give them credit. They were going to go up beforehand without the stuff. So
Yeah.
I get up 3 steps like this, and that clock sitting, not the one up above, chimes 11. I'd set it up there 6 months ago. It ran for about 40 minutes and quit. And they have to be perfectly balanced or an old style clock.
Yeah.
I said, you guys start that clock? No. So I went on up and come on up. And that picture was gone. And it's like, oh no, because the only person in our family has ever been able to draw other than Social Security and but I looked and it was behind the clock. So it had fallen down, rolled over, and started that clock, and it was 3 minutes after 11, right on the dot, rising time.
Huh.
So
Wow.
2 kids spend the night through the week, doesn't happen. That falls over and starts at the right time. There's just too many coincidences. And there's the string it was hanging on. That's not frayed, that's a clean cut.
Yeah.
There's the
Well,
other
it sure
one.
looks like it.
It's now on wire. So,
Huh.
yep. bunch of coincidences. Yeah, just a little too much. You know, it's not like we were rocking the place. Everybody was just sitting still. So, I stayed in here for years. So, let's see, 22 years.
Okay, you need to make sure you get that real,
Yeah.
real close.
You know how you nod off and start thinking crazy things, or you know, maybe you're falling asleep, or sometimes you incorporate a dream. I've got to get Marilyn to yeah, because my bed was right there. So, anywho, so I'm laying in bed, and I just laid down, the light was on next to my bed, never saw anything, ever here. And in walks this guy about 6'1", 220, naturally stocky, but older, maybe late 50s. And he walks in, and it's like, he's not looking at me, so maybe I could slip out real quick. No, he's not making a single sound. You can't even tiptoe up here without making some kind of, and he walks in like he owns the place. So he gets to the foot of my bed.
Not one sound.
Then he turns and bows about that much and looks right at me with these sparkly blue-gray eyes. And then about 2 seconds later, he gives this most beautiful, tranquil smile, like he's not here to hurt me. So my thoughts was, other than cleaning up my sheets, no, I didn't. But is don't take your eyes off him, because on TV it's like, hey guy, or like right. Don't take your eyes off him. So he never broke that smile. He never. The eyes are just. He was, you know, opaque. He wasn't transparent. Nothing. And then about 20 seconds later, really, who knows how long, he just stood back up and walked back out. Once again, not looking down at me. Never saw, heard anything prior to that. Now I'm the crazy guy that lives in the jail. You know, the one with the cats. I didn't tell anybody. For 2 years, I didn't tell anybody.
Former sheriff, maybe?
Ed Townsend. Described him to a T.
Oh, really?
And when I said that, he goes to the local store, and, well, that sounds like that that died in your office downstairs. I said, who's that? No, Ed Townsend. I'll show you a picture. So this guy came back, showed me a picture. Sure enough. And right after he showed me the picture, it was 2 weeks later, I went over and talked to his niece.
Yeah.
His niece works right over there, so I talked to her, and how'd you know all this? Sparkly big gray eyes, this, that, and the other. And so just too much detail. What I was wearing and everything.
Yeah.
And so wherever she saw me, she goes, say, oh, yeah, go ahead for me. And I say, you tell him. And 9 years after that, I finally convinced her to come here. And she was leaning back on the bed, and her husband right there recording, not wanting to see him, but yet wanting to see him. And it all came out as, Uncle Ed, are you here? And she just gets up, bolts. And 9 years later, she's now working half a block over this way. And I walk in, she goes, without asking, goes, I didn't mean to run out on you, but after I asked Uncle Ed, are you still here? On her left hand when she was leaning back.
Oh.
Because I would suspect if Uncle Ed would have said, hi, she would have went and joined him. So, yeah. And then it just all broke loose after that.
Wow.
Everything happening. Laying in bed, one night only. As soon as I put my foot over the edge, these little hands, like, get up. Now, they weren't the little person's hands, because they're what I saw a lot longer. It's just like a little kid's, get up, Grandpa, you know. Yeah. Didn't hear anything, but even if I fell asleep and put my foot over, it was enough to wake me up. And there's a stairway going up to the attic, and heard just somebody walking down heavy-footed, and I thought, shoot, you know, somebody's in the house. I've never heard of Gus before, just seen him. I thought when they get to that bottom step, I'm going to open the door and rush him and hit him. You know, element of surprise. And if I don't know, I'm going to hit him even harder the second time. So I'm standing ready to go. As soon as they hit that bottom step, the door opens and they take a step down, and I chicken out. Just leave. And it walks up to the door and stands there. So now I got to confront him. And I'm looking around, the light had the heavy base on it. I'd kill him with that. I probably know him, probably oh crap. So I'm standing there like this, and as soon as they open the door, that much, uppercutting him. If I don't know, again, you know, bang. So I'm standing there waiting, and I don't really know how long, a minute maybe, and I'm about ready to, and then the door comes flying open, and I'm swinging at air. There was nothing there. But I had a bunch of drunks in here that earlier that night, I think, no more drunks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were going to show up drunk, so.
Yeah.
But the scariest thing that happened to me was I had a white van stolen, $400 van, no keys on it, so grand theft auto. So no keys whatsoever. So I told the guy, bring it back. He just got out of jail. Well, I didn't know he was running drugs from here to the East Coast and back and forth. So he took all the seats, everything out, just enough for him to ride, sleep in, and haul drugs. So.
Wow.
So when I turned him in, he got in big trouble. Well, they already knew he was running it,
Yeah.
but now they knew what to look for, my van. So he was a friend of a friend who said he was borrowing it, and the keys weren't in it. It was at my friend's house, keys. And so they hadn't caught him yet, and I thought, that sucker's gonna come after me, or turn him in. So I'm sleeping with a loaded 4, and I'm laying in bed, and I hear a little thump downstairs. Oh, the cats play a lot. And then somebody walking up the steps. I know exactly who it is. So as soon as I see him, I'm going to shoot 2 in the chest. Well, so I'm laying in bed thinking, well, wait a minute. I'll wait till he comes around the corner, sticks his that ugly cowboy hat he wears, and goes like this, and I'm going to shoot right through the wall. On TV, you know, ricochet. Wait a minute, I'm shooting a 45. You know how big that is.
I got a couple.
The studs in the walls that thick of oak.
Yeah.
It probably won't go through the
Yeah.
wall like on TV.
Yeah.
Crap. So I got to confront this guy. So I do like on TV. Take my flashlight, put it over my gun.
Right, yeah.
Of course, I'm like this.
Yeah.
All safety's off, finger on the trigger. When I roll around, he hits that top step, 2 in the chest. So I know I can shoot somebody. And he gets that top step. And if I don't know, I'm going to put 2 in the kneecap. Or if I do know, 2 in the kneecap for doing that. And if I don't know somebody else, 2 in the chest. So I roll around. Nothing. There's nobody there. I look all around, there's somebody could run down, but I pat myself on the back, there's not 9 holes in the back. Yeah. I mean, I actually, everything off, and I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't shoot first, so, yeah. And I had to come around this way, I'm not left-handed, so,
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't put 9. So yeah, it can get scary, and if maybe heights on your fears, because I knew he was coming for me. I was about 60% sure. So
Yeah.
enough to sleep with a loaded 45.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would be too.
wow.
I don't know whatever happened to the guy. He's in jail for life. That's like his 10th strike.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He had a whole inning of strikes. I think he'd be gone by now. So my brother's room, when he stayed off and on, I was in Washington State, then I came back, then he went to Colorado, so being twins, we didn't spend much time together. So he said only one thing happened in here, and he had a memory foam bed, push your hand down, leave your fingerprints. One night somebody sat real heavy on his bed, and he got up and said, went to the bathroom, it'll be gone time I get back. Oh shoot, came back, smooth. So, but a lot of things have happened in this room afterwards, so people showing up in the mirror, looking around the corner when they're over, oh man, this room finally got really active. I still sleep in here when people aren't here at night, if I'm working in the area. We now live in Winchester. And please be careful, that is the original.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny, I mentioned the Mona Lisa smile.
And then there it is, yeah.
That makes you wonder. There's a doll up in the attic that I've never had kids, never been around kids, never married, you know, I've been a hermit mainly all my life, and until I buy these places, now I gotta be in the limelight now. So,
Yep.
so I buy this doll at a garage sale, and I said, would any loving parent at a group like to take this up to the girl we have up in the attic? There was a couple kids up in the attic, you know, spiritually, I mean, they're not chained up there. And probably grandkids, whatever, so they said they would. So they wanted me to spend the night around, so I'm walking around doing little bits for them and such, and the doll's just sitting at the bottom of the stairway. And then about a half an hour later, it's down on the landing where the clock was. Like, all right, well, take it. And then about half an hour later, it's top of the steps. Like, what the heck? So I just grabbed it and took it on up. Nobody claims to have taken it up the first one.
Wow.
So it's like something was trying, and I interrupted it. Had I not, oh, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's when you said the Mona Lisa, he was picturing it. A medium came in and said, oh, I pictured this doll, blah, 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 and I just put it up there. It's not on TV. And I went, this one? She about passed out. That was the one. She said when she was in the kitchen, she saw that doll about 6 foot tall peek around the corner. This doll was about this big, but looked exactly like it.
Wow.
Well, mediums, sometimes, you know, I believe them, sometimes I didn't, but the more I hear,
Well, I used to watch Dead Files a lot, and I watched that Amy Allen with that detective, with that Steve DeShavi. He's a retired NYPD homicide detective, and he said she just flabbergasted the crap out of him because she came up with stuff that no one possibly know unless they were with him when he investigated, and he would verify these things he knew to be a fact through his investigations, and he said he never used. He goes, I don't believe in that shit, bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
And until he met Amy Allen.
Yeah, we've had some of the people work at the asylum, ex-military, ex-fire chief, ex-city council or county council commissioner. Sorry, but he said, "By golly, not me." Now, he's one of the biggest. All right, last place here. What they did is they pulled up all the boards, took the wiring out, put all the boards back down, then ran conduit on the boards instead of. So I pulled all the boards back up, and when they had the knob and tube, that's where I ran. So we can walk around up here again. So that's why there's some loose boards still. So up here, this is a crazy place too. This is where the doll was. We've seen dolls move up here. In fact, move so well that I don't even know where she went now. One of them. Yeah, people bring dolls in and the boards here. Yeah, maybe that one. Yeah, so in my room one time where the sheriff came in, sunny noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, sunny, warm day, and I'm just walking out my room. Some lady yells as loud as she can, "Laura, are you up there?" Right in my ear, and it made my ear ring for 3 days. And it's like, well, of course, there's nobody there. So we think, after the experience we had, we think the girl's name's Laura. We had a medium come in, and she goes, "I know there's a little girl lives here because she drains me. It takes me 3 days to recuperate." And so she came that night. We were all standing right there. I was there, the medium, and then a person from another group right here. And so we turn our flashlights off, the door's closed, and the medium says, "Is there a little girl?" And pitter patter feet from right here back to the corner. Well, I turned the flashlight on, everybody, and I even walked back there to see. I couldn't debunk it. So we all reconvened in the same order, and before she got the word out, "How old are you?" Pitter patter feet right back to here again. So it sounded like maybe a 6 or 7 year old with no shoes on. Didn't make any noise like laughing or giggling, just the pitter patter feet. So then Laura, and then we had a school slate. You know what a school slate is?
Mm-mm.
Slates that they wrote on.
Oh, okay.
Here, and one day I just got done cleaning it off and came back up, and the word Patty was written on it. So we'd be Laura or Patty now. Since then we've got a few more names, but even a boy's name. So
Okay.
and it makes sense. If it was raining, they came here to play, came here to visit Grandpa, and it's raining out, they probably came up here and played if Grandpa was busy, Grandma and Grandpa. So, and here's what I was telling you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, they actually had a cupola up above too, so the rope probably would have been hung at the cupola.
Yeah.
It would have dropped and clear down to the first floor.
Yeah.
So,
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
so we get the cupola back up there. We do have pictures of that, luckily.
Oh, okay.
And some more 38 holes, 38 caliber holes up there.
Yeah.
Mixed in with the rest. Cigarettes are trigger objects, and people aren't supposed to smoke, but I say they can bring them in for trigger objects.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to light? Especially, I would think, back in the jail cells.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the kids would smoke here. So yeah, I'm guessing they had the trap door either here. I'm guessing this was just because it's new wood that they filled it back in with.
Yeah.
So it's not the old original. So I don't know where the trap door would have been. Maybe here. But one girl said, "Do they still have the grates in the floor?" And that's what's underneath that metal that buckles. I said, "Yeah." And she said, "No, because they used to pull grates, 2 grates out for them to drop them through."
Yeah.
And she said she'd leave all her information before she left. Of course she didn't. I wonder if she was even real. But I looked online from 1900 on. There was only one person executed from here, and that was like 1930s. And the last execution done by a county was 1910. But we still had 40 years prior to that. So,
Yeah.
but all records, I can't find any records prior to 1900. So 30 years worth, possibly. Might have been the only place they hung people. And when people mess with that knot, man, there was one time they did that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch it.
Watch your steps, guys.
Good for kids, huh?
Okay.
I'll give you extra time to hunt. But since you guys are doing a good video feed, I'm trying to do it a little longer, so.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And when you're listening to the videos or whatever, listen to the little.
Oh, yeah,
sound.
yeah. I tell my viewers, that if you see something or you hear something, that's why I don't add any music or anything like that, because it would contaminate it.
Uh-huh. It's a block and a half.
Steps running down the stairs, and it went right back out that door.
Here?
Yeah.
Where'd you see that?
It's on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Just yesterday.
Yesterday?
I watched it.
Oh, okay.
It's 2 girls.
I got
2 or 3 girls.
I gotta find
It's just a short little video.
that. Isn't this amazing?
Wow.
As dimly lit as it is outside, you still don't need a light in
Is it
there.
Oh yeah, it's on. Yep.
Pass through windows. They did that on purpose for that reason.
What's that?
Pass through windows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Windows, that way you don't need a light because.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know if they had gas light when this was built. So they would have had to retro in the gas light.
Yeah.
And then
That's the gas line right there. It does
Yeah.
right here.
and that was the gas light sticking out,
Yeah, they sure are.
even out of the walls. And this has we kept it all original. You have these big pocket doors in them.
Oh wow.
Oh, I love pocket doors. Why they don't use those anymore, build those with those, houses with those, I don't
It
understand.
might take 5 minutes longer.
Yeah.
So each room had a fireplace, and I'm sure the young kid, the one in charge of filling up the
Look
fireplace.
how these are put together. You got these 2 groove here.
So he just, down here, how they ring the,
Yeah.
and we could have taken these out, and paid off the building years ago, but it's just not what we do. It's on Android, but it's supposed to be coming out on Apple. They take a lot longer. And,
I had to reset.
Okay.
especially if you have static. Like
All right. Good. Back in business.
If you didn't move it,
Okay.
heading down to the next.
All right.
If anything moved.
There we go. That was weird.
Yeah,
I had to take the battery in and out twice, and then it like reset.
and then yours fell off.
Oh.
Mhm.
That is.
Weird. All right.
Well, let me show you the speakeasy part, and I'll let you have at it. We'll be on the roof, so if you hear it jump on the roof,
Okay.
we're gonna get a little bit more down to the rain comes afternoon.
Oh.
So this is a different building, and this is where so they would have had offices there, because those kids wanted a New York style apartment, they were gonna take all that out.
Yeah.
We didn't know anything.
Well, we're looking at that.
Doors and walls. So this is big dance floors, a bar up there, not the original, but it's still pretty much original otherwise. Looks like that. So there's cards. I'll tell you, 1 story or 2 stories, and then I better go. So
Okay.
that was. I forgot my flashlight, and it was pitch black out. So I'm walking along here, and all of a sudden something pulls my belt, and I'm like this. And I think Richard's there at the house. No. Give Richard a call if you would. Okay. Well, leave it in the mailbox and I'll pick it up here shortly. I'm uptown. Okay. All right, I'll be there probably 10 minutes. All right, bye. So then I take another step and it pulls on my belt again. It's like, what the heck? You know, I don't hear anything. Take one more step and just well, boom, because I was going like this.
Oh, yeah.
So I was actually trying to save me from doing that. So, and then up here we had this whiskey glass, which still somebody spilled it halfway. They just 3 of them. They were all walking around together, and they came back and it was tipped over with no spillage, upside down. You know, they said, "Screw the queen" or whatever.
Yeah.
Then, so they filled it up. And they sit here and watched, and finally they started meandering. They got to the door back there where we came in, they heard this pop. So they come running back, looked over, no spillage. So then they put a camera on it. Of course, it's not going to do it, right? So I thought, oh, cool, that's a neat story. Well, a year later, somebody said they did that, and it happened to do the exact same way. I said, really? Do you know this other group? No, never heard of them. So,
Wow.
but that's still full, haven't been spilled. Worth a try.
Yeah.
Somebody actually went out and bought some. That smells like real gin. So,
Broke in here.
I think the thing that I saw on YouTube they did, it was real.
People broke in here. They got all the bottles in here.
oh no. But this was the Eagles Lodge, and they forgot to quit serving alcohol during Prohibition. So, and we even had the Speakeasy door in the back room and finally found it, so I can show that to you. But yeah, we can roam around, but this was the Speakeasy room, and I'll show you offices where the Eagles Lodge offices and such, so.
Okay.
It just keeps going and going, it's building monsters.
It's weird, the app doesn't want to load.
I know. Once
Yeah,
it
the
goes up,
phone battery is at 15%.
this way.
Really?
Yeah.
All
Yeah, it just came up and it said, low
Okay,
battery
well,
warning.
I've got this one, so.
Okay.
man, you'll see a little crack and it leaks way down there. And, oh, I hate to do this. We've been organized sleep for years, and no matter what we do, just makes it worse. So finally, we just ripped it all up.
How you guys still working on it?
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully have it done before this next rain comes in this afternoon, so you hear us on the roof, you won't hear us over here, but over there. Show you the door and then I'll take off.
Okay. All right.
And I'll give you the found it in the back, before they lift up the door and say, "This password." There's the door there where they lifted it up and asked for the password.
Wow.
We finally found it hidden back in a corner under some junk. So, gotta clean it up, make it look a little better.
Yeah.
See all the smoking that.
Yeah, I left a little bit of
Is
tar
there
on
any
it.
power in this
Yeah.
building?
No, not at all. Zero. Now my phone is not on airplane mode. But not me, wasn't that or? Here it comes.
I'm waiting for this wire here.
No, there's no voltage anywhere. The power's completely off. Oh, good. Hopefully it gets some stuff.
Yeah.
So here's the keys. This one fits the here,
Okay.
and that one fits the sheriff's or the jail. So
Okay.
when you leave, now there's a white button as you go out the door of the you press the electric lock. So press it and push the door open. So you can actually lock the door on the outside and just make sure it doesn't close. Put the keys right between the doors, push it, and it should be locked.
Okay.
Okay.
So-
All right. Cool.
I can take that in.
All right. I'll take that. Yeah. All right.
And
Absolutely.
I'll give you till 4.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
Cool.
Cool.
Because that's, a couple hours of hunting, so.
Great.
We don't
Well, thank
have
you.
anybody
Okay.
until,
Cool.
till 6, so
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
All
thank
right.
you very
Well, sounds
much.
good.
have fun.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right.
So I'm gonna set this up on the bar, turn it on, and we'll save that. Just have this.
Should I leave the camera going?
No.
No. Okay.
Get that from? Where are you going to get that from? Hit him right in the chest. And he ran through the 3 people behind him. And when I came back to check up on him, they wanted me to come back. He was outside breathing into a paper bag. And I said, you going to go back in? He goes, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, that's good attitude, so. But yeah, that rock just went phew, and hit him.
Huh.
So, and he had the flashlight right there. He said nothing was attached to that rock when it came at him. So no sling, nobody playing a trick,
nothing.
nobody bouncing off the wall. It just appeared and hit him. So a lot of rocks have been thrown down here at people.
Huh.
The very first one was back in the corner. I don't know if you ever heard of the Foreman brothers, but they had a camera guy till his back just couldn't handle it anymore. All the Foreman brothers came this way, and he was at the corner, so he just, went back to the abyss, and right then a rock hit him.
You running out of battery?
No, I actually, what's it called? My storage is full.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna set it
Yeah.
up for you. Okay.
Appreciate
Well, he went like this just to go back into where they came from, all dark, and it looks like the abyss, and this rock just, you hear, and hits him and bounces off the wall 2 more times. This guy was shy, kind of withdrawal. The obscenities that came from that guy's.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff like that on video.
Yeah, and so when he plays it back for us, he just puts his head down and goes, I wish I hadn't said that. I said, I'm glad you said that,
Yeah.
because, if you would have said, oh, look, a rock.
Then, people
Yeah.
go, oh yeah, right.
Yeah. But
Take
he
acting
just,
lessons.
Yep. But yeah, it was unbelievable, so. That was the very first rock thrown down here. It did leave a little red mark on his cheek, but there was no mass behind the rock, but it was thrown hard. Most of the other rocks have mass, but not thrown very hard. I've even had a chunk of coal and rock thrown at me, and some people have even had glass thrown at them. So there's little pieces of glass that just kind of come up to the surface by walking, and
Yeah.
so I even dug a hole on around the corner back there, because there's supposedly tunnels that go from here to the courthouse. Well, the courthouse wasn't where it is now.
Yeah.
And I saw a little spot, and I thought, I'll just dig here. I came up with knives, forks, spoons, bottles, everything in a 1 foot radius hole.
Metal detector time.
Well, and so deep, I thought, I better just cover this up and let somebody that's going to take their time come and do this. So there was a dry goods store here, log cabin, and when they said we want the gel here, they tore it down. They probably just pushed all the debris, the trash pile and everything in there as fill.
Yeah.
Because the bottle I found with no scratch on it all was, the style was 1850s, late 1850s, so
Wow.
that was before they built this. Wasn't a scratch on it.
Huh. Okay, so do we have to turn around here?
Yep, turn around.
Okay.
A lot of coal keeps coming to the surface, but that doesn't make sense. They wouldn't have used this as a coal place because there's no place to put the coal in. Even that window back there, still the center of the building. Now we just visited just the jail side. We still got the resident side left.
Oh, okay.
This building, we measured it, it's 3 times bigger on the inside.
Yeah,
than
I
it is
see all
on
the
the
pieces, the little pieces of
Yeah,
glass
I see it right there.
all over.
Well, see, yeah. And that's the, yeah, that's the super old glass that's almost pinkish. That means it's pre-Civil War. A lot of pottery coming out.
So this display keeps saying that the battery's at 100%.
Okay,
It won't go down.
okay.
Weird. So I don't know when this battery will go out.
Well, maybe it's been affected by the paranormal. It now lasts forever.
That's right. It'll have 9 lives. We think there might have been a cell right there, the way it's all.
Oh
The
yeah.
trench, it might have,
Yeah.
somebody that if they trenched it, it might have been somebody they didn't ever want out.
Yeah.
Just hose it out. Hopefully the well is inside somewhere. Get some kind of ground penetrating radar. This is the well over here. Took the wiring out, put all the boards back down, then ran conduit on the floors instead of. So I pulled all the floors back up, and when they had the knob and tube, that's where I ran the. So we can walk around up here again. So that's why there's some loose boards still. So up here, this is a crazy place too. This is where the doll was. We've seen dolls move up here. In fact, move so well that I don't even know where she went now. One of them. Yeah, people will bring dolls in and boards here. Yeah, leave that. Yeah, so in my room one time, when the sheriff came in, sunny noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, sunny, warm day, and I'm just walking out of my room. Some lady yells as loud as she can, "Laura, are you up there?" Right in my ear, and it made my ear ring for 3 days, and it's like, well, of course there's nobody there. So we think, after an experience we had, we think the girl's named Laura. We had a medium come in, and she goes, "I know there's a little girl lives here because she drains me. It takes me 3 days to recuperate." And so she came that night, we were all standing right there. I was there, the medium, and then a person from another group right here. And so we turn our flashlights off, the door's closed, and the medium says, "Is there a little girl?" And pitter patter feet from right here back to the corner. Well, I turned the flashlight on, everybody, and I even walked back there to see. I couldn't debunk it. So we all reconvened in the same order, and before she got the word out, "How old are you?" Pitter patter feet right back to here again. So, and it sounded like maybe a 6 or 7 year old with no shoes on. Didn't make any noise like laughing or giggling, just the pitter patter feet. So then Laura, and then we had a school slate. You know what a school slate is? Slates that they wrote on here. And one day I just got done cleaning it off and came back up, and the word Patty was written on it. So it could be Laura or Patty now. Since then, we've got a few more names, even a boy's name. So, and it makes sense. If it was raining, they came here to play. Came here to visit Grandpa, and it's raining out. They probably came up here and played if Grandpa was busy. Grandma and Grandpa. So, and here's the. Well, I was telling you, they dropped.
Oh yeah, the news.
Yeah, well, they actually had a cupola up above too, so the rope probably would have been hung at the cupola.
Yeah.
It would have dropped him clear down to the first floor.
Yeah,
So,
that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
so we get the cupola back up there. We do have pictures of that, luckily.
Oh, okay.
And some more 38 holes, 38 caliber holes up there,
Yeah.
mixed in with the rest. Cigarettes are trigger objects. People aren't supposed to smoke, but I say they can bring them in for trigger objects.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to light? Especially, I would think, back in the jail cell. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the kids would smoke there.
Whoop. Well, let's see what we got here. I'm gonna try a different app and see. Anybody want to say anything while we're here? Let's try a different one. Let's see, is that?
Scanning stopped. Started scanning. Question.
Anybody here that wants to talk to us?
C. Jeff.
Can anybody see us or hear us? We're just going to be here for just a little bit. So if there's anything you want to say
Unlock.
or anything you want to do, let us know. Unlock. Well, it's unlocked now. We're in the old Speakeasy.
Limping.
Yeah, I guess you would be limping after so many drinks of rot gut.
Here.
take the camera, put that down, put that one down.
Focal.
We don't need that. I mean, unless you need it for your, because we got infrared here. Let me see if I got the, oh, that's not it. That's not what I wanted.
Veritech by Happy Droid.
Yeah, portal. Anybody have anything they want to say? We're trying out some different. We're trying out some different things here to see if anybody can use them to speak to us. Unfortunately, we just don't have a lot of time. Is there anything you'd like to say to us? I'm a retired policeman. I'm not a policeman any longer. You don't have to worry about it. Nobody's going to rat you out. I take a drink now and then too. You got nothing to worry about. Say what you want to say. Try something else. Let's see. Let's go with this. Back to that paranormal. Well, I got the REM pod thing, but I think the Spain paranormal thing is more interesting. The EMF meter, K2 basically, K2 phone app. Takes a long time to load though for some reason. Right now we're in the, and still in Hartford City, Indiana, and we're in the old Irvin's bar, which used to be a speakeasy in the 20s during Prohibition. And if you look down at the floor here, you'll see the very narrow boards, and that's because it was a dance floor. And this room is kind of in the middle of this building. There's a large front section, and then there's a bunch in back of us and to the sides. So really, we're kind of smack dab in the middle of these two buildings. And so I guess I mean that would be a good place to have a speakeasy. And in a small town like Hartford City, Indiana, back in the 20s, you're talking about that was especially when the KKK was big in Indianapolis and stuff. So you had a lot of people doing a lot of things that they weren't supposed to be doing, and a lot of crap. So who was gonna rat them out? So now there may have been raids, maybe by state police or something like that. I don't know. I don't know anybody in the 20s that was here, but I don't think for the most part they have much to worry about. I don't know why this is taking so long. That's weird, it didn't take that long before. You know, I'll go outside, get in the car, and it'll load up right away, you know?
Probably. Yeah.
There's no power in this building, and here we go. There's no power in this building, and we were getting readings off this milligauss. This has a compass, is what it's using to detect magnetic fields, and there is no power in this building, so why we're getting readings, I don't know. But let's go around and see what we can find, see what we can get now. Nothing over here. Normal values. And I've checked this out too. I've tested this with a lamp in my room. I've tested it with TV, with the computer, and it detects it. It detects the EMF coming from those things. And there's no power in here, so there's no reason it should be going off. Yeah, you can't see anything once you're looking through the screen. See, I'm getting nothing over here. Let's go back over here where we were. This over in this area. Let's go over here. That seems to be the same strength.
get stuck in here.
Get him out of there. Did he fly out?
No, he's over there in the corner now. I don't think that's attached.
I think you're right.
Oh yeah, that's probably why it's propped up, because it was a fall. Yeah, he'll figure his way out.
Okay, well, you want to go over to jail for just a little bit?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Shut this off.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
do a closure. Do you want to do a closure in here? Okay, gotcha. And let's see. Oh yeah, so it's recording.
Okay, yeah, wait a second. Always forget that. Turn on the microphone. Turn on the microphone, Asa. That way people can hear you. I want to thank the people that run this, the old Blackford County Jail, and the Speakeasy in Hartford City. Both those two things in Hartford City. Then there's also the Randolph County Infirmary, which is also known as Randolph County Asylum. But if you look on the building, it says Randolph County Infirmary. That's what they called it in those days, and you'll see that in the limestone in the building. But anyway, those are the proprietors. I'm amazed I got that out of my mouth. Proprietors of these places, and I want you to don't hesitate to give them a call. They're on the internet. They're on Facebook. Give them a call if you want to do an investigation here in Hartford City, Indiana, at the old Irvin's Bar / Speakeasy, or at the Blackford County Jail, or if you're over in that way, I think it's by Richmond, Indiana, the Randolph County Infirmary Asylum. That may be the creepiest place of all, from what I understand, from everything that I've seen. The most chilling of all the things. There was, as he said, there was a guy who either committed suicide or somebody made it look like he committed suicide. We don't know which. It happened a long time ago. We do know that Sheriff Ed Townsend, back in the 70s, passed away here after about 3 weeks as sheriff, unfortunately. He still has family that live in town, and so we mean no disrespect whatsoever to the Townsend family or to the memory of Sheriff Ed Townsend. I mean, I'm still a Marion County Special Deputy Sheriff for my full-time job. At a hospital campus. That's what I do now since I retired from the city police in Indianapolis. So I don't feel out of place here. But give them a call if you want to do an investigation, or if you're just like me, you just want to do a daylight tour of the place. And although we did a little bit more than that today, we messed around with some phone apps a little bit more than I have done in the past. But they were generous folks, very kind with their time. The brothers that run this place were very hospitable, very welcoming. I thought they were great, and they had a lot of stories to tell. They're funny, engaging, and you're going to like them. If you come here, you're going to like them. And the town is very small now. The population is much smaller than it was when I left in the 70s, so it's much more quiet. But there's places to eat. There's the Pizza King. There's Taco Bell. There's McDonald's. There's Burger King. So there's places to get food here while you're here. You're not gonna starve. So anyway, please do. If you're thinking about an investigation or even just a mini hunt or mini tour, we spent $25 a person here. That's it, $25 a person, It's a couple hours, give or take, depending on what they got going on. Everything's not etched in stone. You're gonna like it, and you won't be sorry that you came here. So anyway, we've got we've got another excursion to Hartford City coming up, and I tell you what, I'll give you a clue. We're gonna close this place. Cameraman, I want you to follow me outside. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Mm-hmm. We're gonna give you a clue. I'm not gonna say anything, and then we'll close this out. Now, do we lock this door here? I think we lock this door, right?
We're gonna leave the key in here.
Yeah, I think so. Lock this door. And then,
So we'll leave the keys right there.
there's something about a buzzer. Oh, this one. This one right here. Hit the white buzzer. There you go. Shut it. Nope. That didn't do it. It's not doing it. That's the one he said, right?
Yeah, white button.
Close that, let me see. Not quite working that way, is it? That's what was supposed to have happened. Anyway, I'll send him a message, text message.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, follow me, cameraman, and we'll close this out. Cameraman, do you see that clue anywhere that I was pointing to?
I think I might.
You know, you could maybe pan around and see if you can find that clue. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's excursion into evil here in Blackford County Jail. There's plenty of evil in there, right? There's good too. What? No, not me. I'm not one of the evil ones. But there were plenty in there, and that's probably where most of them belonged. The Speakeasy, that's another matter. I mean, you know, we know what the Prohibition gave us, and it gave us organized crime. Gee, thanks, do-gooders. Organized crime, the mafia, yay. So we're out of here. We're tired. We're old. We're fat. We're gonna go get fatter and get some pizza. We're gonna get the hell up out of here, and we're gonna go back to Indianapolis. And we'll see you on the next outing. So for Ace of Swift's Haunted Places, I'm Ace of Swift. We are out of here.